Hello, folks, and welcome back to High Fever, your Indiana Fever basketball podcast. I'm your host, Josh Barsenis, and today, the Indiana Fever kind of stink. They've stunk for a while, but guess what? They still kind of stink. I'm just going to talk about why I think they still stink. As it stands, they're currently 0-5. Caitlin Clark has not won a game yet. They've gotten very, very close a couple of times. Yet, they fall short time and time again. 0-5 does not feel good, and they played teams that they should have beaten, okay? Maybe, yes, they should have lost twice to the Sun, and that game was just a fluke. But they really should have beat the Storm. Here's where I think the main crux of this slump is coming from. I think that, in my opinion, Caitlin Clark is being asked to do a little bit too much. And we knew this. We knew this going into the season because Caitlin Clark showed herself to be pretty good in the preseason and good enough to where I think that, honestly, no matter how she played in the preseason, she was probably going to get this role. You know, they give her the ball in the final seconds of the game versus the Storm, and they expect her, to save them. They expect her to go and at least tie the game or maybe win it. And she doesn't. She fumbles it and game over. So we, as fans, I think sometimes expect players to all be their best at every single second. That's what we expect. And I don't know if that's entirely bad, but we expect players to be the top at all times. And Caitlin Clark's a rookie. Now, do I think that it's unfair that they're putting her in these types of situations? No, I don't, because I think she's going to be an excellent professional basketball player and a pivotal part of this franchise for many years. So, yeah, let's run her through the fire and the flames a little bit, and let's see what she's got. And she's doing okay, right? She's doing okay. Is she the best player in the W? No. But she's showing that she has some resilience. Now, I'm not a big fan of a couple things. Number one, I'm not a big fan of Caitlin Clark's demeanor. It doesn't feel as professional at times. It feels a little overreacty. You'll see if she gets pulled. She's a little pouty. She definitely can talk back to the refs at times. She's already gotten a tech for that. It just is a little bit, I need it to be a little bit crisper, right? We're going to be the face of the league, right? We're going to be the face of women's basketball. Let's kind of figure that out. But it's frustrating to be 0-5. And Iowa, never ran the table or whatever, won a national championship, but Iowa was a good team. You going from the Big Ten where you could smoke a Rutgers basketball team every, other night, it must be tough to get to the league and realize, hey, these are now the best 144 players on the planet. So every night is going to be a struggle. There's no night where you could take it off. And she's been getting some of her shots, some shots where the thing with Caitlin Clark is it feels like she's always in control. No matter what, she could be leaning over, taking a 3-pointer from 50 feet out, I'm exaggerating, obviously. But no matter where she pulls up from, you feel like, oh my God, she feels like it's going in. And that just hasn't happened. I mean, there's been moments, right? When she steps into a three, there's rhythm, she feels comfortable, she's got it. But consistently, there has not been that. She hasn't been comfortable. The second thing that I don't like so far from this season is the play of her teammates. Look, yes, Caitlin Clark needs to get her own and needs to be comfortable and needs to grow in the league. I don't like the way Aaliyah Boston's playing. I'm sorry. I have to say it. I don't think Aaliyah Boston right now is playing her best basketball. And I'm not sure she would disagree with that. I think that she's put herself into positions that she hasn't been comfortable with. Now, I want to give her a little bit of credit here because her role has dramatically changed. In just her second year in the league, she's gone from the number one option to now an option. And that's got to be tough. And especially when early in the season and in the preseason, the play by NaLyssa Smith and Kelsey Mitchell and even some of your lesser role players, that play has gotten dramatically better from last season. It might be the new rookies. It might be just a fresh season. But some of the co-stars on this Fever team have stepped it up to the point where there were times when they were just dumping to Aaliyah Boston last season and they kind of let her figure it out. They were passing into a double team just to let Aaliyah Boston figure it out. And so she's not seen the same amount of touches. She's not seen the same type of role. And, that could be part of her lack of dominance right now is what I'll call it. She's still great. She's still an anchor, right? And she's going toe-to-toe with some of the best centers in the league so far. We've only played 5 games. So she's not afraid, but it's going to take a minute for her to be comfortable in this new role. And I have no doubt that when she does figure it out, she's going to be better than what she was her rookie season. But here's the problem. And here is my main point and why I've taken a minute to make this specific video to start the season. Obviously I made the video for their first game, but I've waited a couple games and I'll tell you why. There's some impatience. There's some uncomfortability. People are wriggling around in their chairs. They're not comfortable. They're starting to feel, it's starting to creep in. I'm seeing it online. I'm seeing it at the games. There's a little bit of the, we're starting to talk about the B word, folks. There's people talking about the B word. That B word is bust. We're talking about, she's got a little bit of bust potential. But I want to say that I believe in the team. I believe in the organization. The players have stepped up. Okay. Some of their additions have been, I think, invaluable. Fagenballe, anybody? Lexi Hull is serviceable. You can actually play her. There are some good things happening, okay, with the Indiana Fever. And we just need to give it a little bit of time. But right now, it doesn't look pretty. And it might not for a little while longer.